Hi, everyone. So glad to be here. I'm so excited for today's episode. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Julia Holly, owner of JH Creative, a small boutique design studio and consultancy. I'm super excited to have my guest today, Quia. Thank you so much for
joining.
And thank you to my co-host Chrissy for helping me run this show. It's been a crazy ride this whole year, and I'm super excited. All my guests for this year have been amazing. And as far as before I have her answer some questions, I just wanted to introduce Quia. She's a contemporary abstract artist, born to two amazing parents who are both Marines. So she traveled a lot. She traveled to Morocco, Norway, Illinois, Pennsylvania. I'm just listing them all out: New York, South Carolina, Virginia, and Florida. And she draws her inspiration from all her travels. And one of the things that happened in her youth, right, when you were 13, something had happened. Your sister was diagnosed with brain cancer. And I think you, in our, when we had talked earlier, you mentioned that it was kind of like a creative outlet for you. You drew a lot of your energy from that and just poured it out into what you did with music and even sketching and things like that with visual. So I can stop there, and I would love to ask you too, what was that experience for you, and take you through your process throughout the show.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you for having me. I'm so excited. And yeah, so it was definitely, a difficult time for myself and of course my family. And I mean, mostly my little sister. She was 9, and my brother and I were 13 and 12. And so it was just, a lot of uncertainty going on, a lot of my parents back and forth to the hospital. And so, it was just kind of a dark, kind of scary time. And so I did a lot of sketching. I find that's when I actually started sketching and started, just being a little bit isolated within myself and with my thoughts and everything. And so I found that it made me feel better to listen to music, particularly classical. It was a very kind of relaxing, therapeutic thing, and then along with the sketching. And so that kind of developed a little bit, in high school. But then, of course, once you graduate high school, get into college, start living your life, I kind of put away all the artsy things. I was like, okay, I need a real job. That was, my thought. I need a real job. I can't, it wasn't even on my mind to actually have art as a living. So yeah, and thank God my sister is healed. She is 35 and just had her first baby this year.
Gosh.
Incredible. Yes. So I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, it's definitely she's like my miracle sister, she's a miracle person. I always call her a miracle person because she really is. And she's just, she's also one of the toughest people I ever met. Like you never hear her complaining. And she's just very positive, the funniest person, just very uplifting overall. And yeah, so she's married, had a little baby, and it's a really great time for our family. It really is.
Wow, that's amazing. And so is this your first, is that your first auntie experience, or do you have
No,
other?
actually, no. I actually have several nieces and nephews. Lucky me. So she's just little Hannah is like the most recent addition. But yeah, so I'm lucky enough to have my kids have lots of cousins.
And
So
yours,
it's pretty cool.
oh, that's awesome. Big families are always fun. And you're a self-taught artist, right? And you went to FAMU, but majored in something totally different, right? What did
Yes.
you major in again? It was
I
something related to
majored
healthcare.
I actually went to FAMU on an Army ROTC scholarship, which because I was actually in the Army Reserves. So I went to like it's kind of crazy when I think about it now. I actually went to boot camp the summer after my junior year in high school, just because I wanted to. I don't even. It's
Wow.
just it's nuts. Yes, I was like, I want a summer job. I want something to do because I came from such a strong military family. In my mind, I'm like, well, why don't I just join the reserves, like, in high school? And so I did. So my parents actually had to sign off because I was only 17. So I went to Army boot camp when I was 17. And my senior year in high school, I applied for the full Army ROTC scholarship and I got it. And
Wow.
so, yeah, so I was able to attend any HBCU, I believe on the East Coast, and I chose FAMU.
Wow.
So I am a rattler, and
Yay!
so my major was healthcare management, and my minor was military science.
Wow.
So yeah. So nothing artsy about that at all. Everything is like regimented, very regimented, and so I don't, I don't even know how I took that path and completely went left, but yeah, I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I did.
I remember you mentioned too that your parents were like, "You're going to do what with boot camp?" Like, really?
Yes.
They're like surprised you.
They're like, first of all, you're a girly girl. Like, seriously, you're gonna pass boot camp. I'm like, I am gonna pass boot camp, and I did with flying colors, and I got a scholarship, ROTC scholarship of all things. So so they were definitely a little surprised, and of course proud, and really had a lot to do with me being successful on my journey even now. So they're pretty awesome.
Speaking of success, you've been featured on the cover of multiple local magazines, right? Tallahassee Magazine, Tallahassee Women. That's awesome. Were they like surprises? I'm not exactly sure how that works. Or do they kind of contact you and like, we'd love for you to be on the cover?
They were actually both surprises. And I think I'm thankful for like both of those surprises because I have a tendency, if I know too much, to have just anxiety about it and just be nervous and just worrying too much. And so with Tallahassee Woman magazine, I actually had Heather Knowlton contact me. And she was like, I really want to do an interview for you for the magazine. And, I'm thinking, okay, just a small little article. First of all, I was like shocked to even be approached by Tallahassee Woman magazine because I hadn't been in business that long. I think maybe only 2 years.
Wow.
I mean, that's like really nothing compared to actually like long time established artists. So it had only been 2 years, and she said, yeah, let's do an interview. We went to the office, a full-on interview. Like, Heather is amazing. And then after that, maybe like a week or two after that, she was like, yeah, and it's going to be on the cover. And I was like, what? Like, holy cow. And so everything after that, just the photo shoot and the wardrobe and all that stuff, they planned out everything so perfectly. It really was, they really made it like just a headache-free, anxiety-free experience. It really was wonderful. And I feel like with Tallahassee Woman magazine, it's just a sisterhood. Now Michelle Mitchum owns the magazine. She actually was taking over right when I got the cover. And so I had a chance to meet her during that time. And it really has been just amazing being within that community. And then with Tallahassee magazine recently, they did the same thing. And, they reached out to me. I'm like, yeah, we'd like to, feature you in an article for Tallahassee magazine. I was like, okay, awesome. And I did the whole photo shoot, not knowing anything. I just thought the photo shoot was just going to be a basic article. And I mean, I'm like, Tallahassee magazine, like, whoa, this is like huge. And then I found out because March 1st, they released, they release it every 2 months. And so March 1st, I'm like, I haven't really heard anything. I haven't, seen the article. And so I just happened to log into their website and I was on the front cover.
That's how you found out?
That's how I found out. Can you believe that? And my son was in the room with me and I'm like, I cannot breathe. Like my stomach just dropped into my, yes, it's crazy. And he was like, I'm like, look. And he was like, oh my gosh, Mom, like that's crazy. I'm like, oh wow. And so I texted Alex Workman, who was the photographer, and I'm like, is this a joke? Is this really the cover? And he was like, oh yeah, surprise. And I'm like, okay, you guys are way too much. So yeah, it was such an amazing experience, and like just the feedback from everybody who's like, every time a friend gets a magazine mailed to their house, or previous clients are like, look what I have sitting on my coffee table, and this is so awesome, and it's been amazing. It's been really amazing. I'm thankful.
And in the back, I think on the Tallahassee magazine, if we look at it again, that is one of your art pieces, right?
It is, yes. It is about 5 feet by 4 feet.
Wow.
And I called it Kaleidoscope because I pretty much had the idea to create a painting with a bunch of, I love geodes and I love earthy crystal glass-like elements. And so I really wanted to create this piece with just a bunch of geodes in different colors. And so it's completely over the top. If you see it in person, there's crystal clusters. There's probably, I don't know, maybe 15 or 16 crystal clusters throughout the painting, lines of glass. The whole thing is covered in resin. It's really heavy. But yeah, it's definitely a labor of love for sure.
Oh my goodness. Are you mainly the person who carries all these things?
You know what? Well, it hasn't sold yet. So it's for sale on the website. Yeah, it's for sale on the website. And a portion of the proceeds is going to go to a local Tallahassee charity for whoever decides to purchase it. I'm going to donate $500 to a local charity. And so, yeah, so it's still available. And it's my poor husband. He's the one who packages up all my art and decor. So, and I ship a lot. I probably ship most of my orders out. And so once it's done, I'm like, okay, this is your part of the business. Okay. He ships out everything. He packages everything. He's amazing. I could not do it without him. He does a lot of work. So I'm really thankful for him.
It's
a good workout because these are, as you mentioned, they're very heavy. And so I'm sure that is quite a task when you're shipping these out as well too.
Yes. Oh, for sure. It's and it gets pretty pricey shipping this stuff out too. So, but it's worth it, and it's definitely been a journey for sure.
There's a few samples that we were able to pull up. I'd love to show some of the folks.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, there's probably a story behind each one, right? I mean,
yeah, this one I actually donated to Artopia with Big Ben Cares. And this was donated in 2000. Oh my gosh, 2018, I think. Yeah, I think it was 2018. Wow. And I created it specifically for Artopia. So it's called Emerald City, and it's a fluid acrylic with also a resin finish, and it has lots of fiberglass in there and sparkle. And yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite pieces. I love green, and so I was like, I'm just going to throw a bunch of green on campus. I wish we had like an up close picture of it because it was pretty crazy looking.
I have some up close shots of something else.
This is a one. Yeah, this is a recent one, and this one was commissioned by Caitlin Yancey Moore, and she actually owns about 4 of my paintings. Wow. I'm going to say so far. So, and so this is the most recent one, and she actually has seen a picture of Kaleidoscope, which was on the cover of Tallahassee magazine. Mm-hmm. She saw it before it was on the cover, actually, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I want," because this is kind of a new style I've been doing with the painted geode instead of the pouring of the paint. And so she was like, I want the style and I want these colors exactly because it matches her bedroom. And so this was kind of like a retro style painting that I created, and I love how it turned out.
I love how the colors pop. I know, and I love how you have outlines of glitter or shine.
Yes.
And then you just kind of mix it up with different textures. It's pretty awesome. Yes. And I love the resin on top of it. It just makes it beautiful. And then there's other things too that have been trending that you said that does really well. Like I think cheese boards have done really well.
Yes. Right? Yeah, it's crazy because I actually, I wasn't doing home decor in the beginning of my art journey. So I was only doing art, and I had so many clients tell me, well, yeah, I love your art, but yeah, I can't afford it. Like, do you have anything? Do you have anything that's like, cheaper? I don't want to say cheap, but just less expensive for me. Right. And so I'm like, I need to figure out something, because I really would love for everyone to just have a piece of my, passion, a piece of my creation. And so I'm like, what can I do that's on just less expensive and that people are able to afford? And so I started out with coasters. And so coasters like the easiest way to just, make a less expensive product, but still be able to put all that pizzazz and glass and resin on a small surface. And so the coasters started selling like hotcakes. And then I went into the decor, and now I'm making luxury trays, and, everything is customizable, which is why I love the decor, because I can really pack a lot of stuff into like just a small space. And it's just very luxurious, very shiny, I love all those things. And so, so that's been a really popular item, especially the luxury trays here recently. People can pick their handles, they can pick the size, their colors. I mean, really, it's like a perfect collaboration between me and the client with creating something that they love. So
that's awesome. I was flipping through fast. I know I have a coaster photo in there, but I think this might be a luxury piece. It looks like it's custom.
Yes, this one this one wasn't created custom. I was just playing around with like the blush pinks and the taupes, and this is kind of along the new style that I'm doing with the painted geodes. Yeah. And so this piece sold really fast. Like I, worked on it for a while, want it to be perfect. And it actually is in a chiropractic office here in Tallahassee, actually. Oh. And so it's, a small little piece. I think it's about a 10 by 10. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I love pink. Okay. I wish more people would just order huge things in pink, because I love pink on any scale. And so this is probably one of my favorite pieces that I created.
I love
it's like a little gem.
Whenever I see your pieces with teal, that's when I get like super excited. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I love your teal. Yes. And then the piece behind you, what is that? I'm looking at it and I'm like, I want to see.
So this one is it's along the same lines, and it's if I can kind of turn this around so you can see it. But yeah, it's painted acrylic, and it also has a resin finish with gold leaf. It has a lot of glass on it, and you can see the shine a little bit better there. And so it has like the glitter lines, and then all of the white on it is just, like a really, really nice sparkle. It's like a really, really pretty sheen, and it's kind of has a mid-century modern inspiration. And so I named it Blue Gatsby, because it's just, very retro. And so this piece is on the website too, and it's a 36 by 36.
Oh my goodness, those colors are like go straight. Like it takes me back to the Golden State. Like I could see Golden State Warriors wanting to buy that. Oh my gosh.
Look, that's my husband all day, okay? He loves oh yes, that's his everything is Golden State. Everything. That's what I got him for Christmas. I got him Golden State stuff for Christmas. Yes.
I mean, he must love those colors.
He does. He does. It's definitely one of his favorite pieces for sure. That is so funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Maybe pitch it to them. Maybe they'll ask you, hey,
that is a good idea.
Conference room, beautiful
you might be
decor.
Onto something. Yeah.
Because those colors are spot on. I mean, I need it. If you could tell, I have an empty wall right here. I'm trying to think about what to order.
I saw the empty wall immediately. Okay, I'm trained in seeing empty walls now.
It's been waiting. It's been waiting for something special. And I told my husband, I finally found the place where I'm going to find, because I've been looking at different places and it's hard. It just doesn't hit home with me when I try to just buy something store bought, and I'm just like, I'm sorry.
Right.
But I would love for something there. So there's a video, and I don't know if there's music, but it's okay. I figured we could still talk at the same time if there's not. Okay. Let me just.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I put.
Yeah, there's probably no music
to this.
It's okay. Whether I did. I prefer you talking anyways. I mean, it's pretty cool.
So this one is actually a beach piece that was commissioned by Lindsay Thompson, realtor. And this is a little bit a while ago. She actually commissioned this piece for one of her clients who had just bought a home, and she wanted to give them a nice gift. And so this is kind of earlier on in my journey when I was doing, experimenting with a lot of fluid acrylic pouring and flip cups. This was a flip cup technique. And I really love how this turned out. It turns out so subtle, and I think I show the finished piece at the end of the video. But this video right here, I think I posted it about maybe a year ago, and I believe it's the video with the most views on my page. I think it has like 50,000 views.
It's so cool.
It's so soothing to watch, and it's like I do go back and watch some of my videos just because I'm like, how did I do that? I feel like my technique is changing like so much. Artists were always like reinventing ourselves and wanting to try something new. And so lots of times I'm like, how did I do that again? Let me go back and watch the video. Like, oh, okay. So
that's what makes it. But that's what makes it so special, that you have a unique approach every time. Like it's different every time, but then you have your style that's consistent.
Yes.
Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Your husband's watching.
Oh, hi, Morgan. Oh. Thanks, babe.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
Yeah,
shout out to Morgan for packaging and lifting these amazing pieces.
Yes, he is. Look, Morgan is a real MVP. Okay, he's doing all the hard work behind the scenes. So this one was and I didn't put any resin or sparkle on that one. And sometimes it just turns out fine by itself, and I don't need to add anything. Wow. And that was one of those pieces where the simplicity was just beautiful. And I definitely love beach pieces. My husband's like, you do a lot of beach pieces. He's like, you're pretty good at those. I'm like, thanks. Thanks, babe. Yeah, I do. I love teals and turquoises too. And so a lot of the art that you see, I think most of it has some sort of blue or turquoise in it.
Yeah, and I mean, there's something to it. I mean, we're near a beach area. I think that might have helped too. I mean, do you have a lot of customers in the beach town area, 30A? Or you could use some more, right?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, but I definitely think there's a lot of Tallahassee residents that ask for beach stuff. And so, I mean, we're near Panama City, we're not exactly on the beach, but, people I think beach art overall is just very soothing.
Yeah.
And so it's, people see a beach piece and it's just like automatically calming. I really think just that turquoise waters is just something about just looking at something, those colors, it just kind of automatically calms you. And so, I do a lot of, the beach cheese boards, coasters. I'm working on a piece right now that's very unique. I have a lady who got a fishing rod stand here in Tallahassee. So this is like the first time I've ever done a project like this. And so she wants a fishing rod stand kind of built, but she wants the back of it to be a piece of raw wood with a beach scene on it with glass and resin. And so I'm almost done. So I'll be posting it soon, but my husband and I are in the process of actually attaching like the fishing rod holder to the piece of raw pine, and I've already put the glass in there. It looks so cool.
Wow.
It looks really cool. So I'm like, this is she's like, you never know, you could be like glamming, fishing rod stands. And I'm like, I never would have thought of that. But I love it that people come to me with just these ideas in their head, and I love that they're fine with coming to me like, okay, you do custom stuff. I'm running this idea by you because you'll probably do it. And I'm like, look, run it by me. If I can do it, I'm going to do it. And so this one is a really cool one.
That's awesome.
It's different, but I'm excited about it.
I'm excited to see it. And that's why I'm glad you brought up too, that you're going to post it soon. Because I mean, you got a good, I don't have your Facebook page open, but you have like 20,000 plus followers. And then on Instagram, you got 3,000, which is of course going to grow. How has social media helped you grow your business?
Oh my gosh. It's definitely been I feel like in the beginning was kind of a slow journey, and it's kind of picked up recent. Like, it's like you try to grow it slowly for years, and then boom, all of a sudden you just, something clicks, and you get a bunch of followers. And I've definitely had some good mentors. You probably know who Colette Hardiman is.
Yeah.
She lives in Austin, Texas now. And so she definitely gave me some golden nuggets about growing my Facebook page. She has a ton of followers all over the place. And so, yeah, with Facebook, it was really about just posting consistently. And the videos that I posted would draw a lot of people in, also joining a lot of groups. And so I tell everybody, because I get this question all the time from artists or, just upcoming entrepreneurs, and like, how do you grow? How do you get all these followers? And so I actually have like a pre-list written out because I get asked this question so many times. It's like I have like a whole page. I'm like, copy, paste. Like, this is exactly what you have to do. And so, and I love helping other people. I'm like, any question you need to ask me. I'll show you how to get advertising set up. I do use the Facebook Ads App Manager. And that really is a gem for sure, because, once you get to a certain point, you're going to have to advertise to kind of get your business in front of eyes that ordinarily wouldn't see it within the community. So advertising is a huge thing. I advertise more on Facebook than I do on Instagram. So Instagram has been a slower growth for me, but Facebook has definitely skyrocketed with the joining of groups and the sharing of videos, and being consistent with posting daily, sometimes a couple of times a day.
Yeah, so that's really good. Especially when you're at that level now, I think it's better if you are doing it more frequently every day. For those in early stages, when you're still learning the process, they recommend doing it just a few times a week, and then you get into a rhythm, right? So it's really cool that you've grown it to this level. It's like, I have it pulled up now so that we can see. I mean, it's 25,000. It's huge. Yes. And yeah, you've got all the publicity. You can sell your products. Do people try to contact you through Messenger and put orders in there too? Or is it better that they order on the website?
I really don't mind how they contact me, honestly. So I get, I probably sell 90% of my art and decor through Facebook, obviously, because I have over 20,000 followers. So, naturally, most of the messages will come through there, but I get a lot of messages on the website, and also on Instagram too. So, they kind of come from everywhere, and it doesn't really matter to me how they contact me. And then, of course, word of mouth. I'll get text messages like, so-and-so, give me your number. I saw this in somebody's house. Can you make something like that for me? So, yeah, so it's been really great. And a lot of the people who follow my page are just very encouraging, which helps, so, and it kind of lets me know which way to go when it comes to creating. Like, okay, people are really feeling pinks right now, or this got a really good response. Let me make more of these. And so, and a lot of people say, oh, that piece, it's already sold, can you make another one? And so I'll make maybe like a couple in different styles. I really don't make anything the same, because I really love for each client to have something that's unique and one of a kind. And so I don't have any like cookie cutter creations of my artworks or even of the decor. And I don't do prints, even though I've been asked a lot to do prints. Like, please start doing, at least do an embellished print, something. And so I haven't done that, but I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I don't know yet.
Yeah, that might be like, as you grow and scale your company, that could be something where you scale like a lower price level where it's print, But I mean, all this. Oh, it's just like all this beautiful artwork. I mean, there's this other one. I have several photos. I think we're getting close to finishing up, but oh my gosh, this one too. The color combinations that you picked. Do you get inspiration?
Well, the thing is, it's like this piece. Well, actually, both of these pieces are at the Tallahassee Woman Magazine offices, and Michelle Mitchum commissioned actually 3 of them. This is just 2 of the 3, and she picked the colors.
Oh,
so, and she was like, she picked the exact colors. Okay. Like, she knows exactly what she wants. Like, we had like color swatches, color palettes, everything. Okay. And that color, that color, that color. I match them perfectly. And so really, like I said before, it really is a collaboration because 90% of my work is custom. And so that means the client is really either showing me a past work and saying, I want that color in it, or they're showing me their living room, sending me color samples, and I just create, you know, really what's in their mind, what's in their imagination. And so with those two pieces, you know, that's what Michelle was thinking for the space. And so I just pretty much put it onto canvas and added all the glitter and sparkle. And I love that when I dropped it off, she was like, oh, this is gorgeous. But I need more sparkle. And I'm like, really? So I'm like, absolutely. You know, sometimes they kind of lay off on the sparkle because sometimes people don't want that much, but she's like, no, I need more sparkle. So, so that was, those two are definitely, I love pink. Yeah. So I'm like, if I can throw a hot pink and a blush pink into something, then that's like, oh, it's, I think pink lifts my mood. That must be what it is. So it's fun to create with.
When someone wants to do something custom, and I know the experience of like when someone wants to say, oh, can you just put something together with these colors? You got to help them through the process, right? Yes. Do you have any recommendations on, you know, if people want to come to you for a custom service, what would you like to have in place? Or, you know, is there a list of things?
Yeah, what I really ask them is what size, and then also, you know, would you like a wood canvas? Do you want wood panel? Do you want regular canvas? But really size. And you know, most people are like, well, most people send me a picture of the living room wall, and I'm like, I don't know how long your wall is. I don't know how high your ceilings are. So I really need a size. And I tell people to actually tape out the size that you want for that space, because then you can actually get a good visual of the size painting that you'll need. Let me know the size, and then I will, you know, I'll do the rest of the work from there. Because then from there, I can give you examples of different sizes I've done. I can give you examples of the styles I do, and then we can work out price from there. Also, I like to know a budget because, you know, I've had conversations with people over days, and then when I give them the price, they're like, oh, well, I can't do that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, so if you have a particular budget in mind, like, okay, you know, this is the size, I'd like to stay within this budget. I can tell you yay or nay, or we can maybe not do this and we can do this. So I can pretty much like get what you want onto canvas, because whatever you order, whether it doesn't have tons of glass or tons of resin, it's gonna look phenomenal. So I'm not going to give you something that is not what you love. So, yeah, I think those are probably the two biggest things for me.
Yeah. Speaking of, you know, all the different things too, like I'll just pull up your website here again, and you have, if people were curious, they can just go to your shop or gallery, right? And there's some price ranges there.
Yes. So I definitely have a couple of things for sale. I mean, all over the place. And I have it like, the art, the coasters, cheese boards, luxury trays. And then I also have a gallery that you can look at sold work. And so I do have people screenshot and send me, okay, I saw this in your gallery, how much for this size or this style and different color. And so that really helps too. So that's, and shout out to Olivia Hayward for designing my website. She is the bomb. She's also the graphic designer for Tallahassee Woman Magazine. Yeah. And she lives in Charlotte. I wish she was here in Tallahassee, but you know, I'll take what I can get. But yeah, so she's you know, she's graphic designer extraordinaire. She's amazing. And so yeah, so this is the gallery. So I try to update it frequently when I sell stuff, and I try to put names to everything. So, you know, if somebody names it, I know exactly what they're talking about. They don't even have to send a picture if they don't want to.
And I know we're coming down to the last few minutes, but I know you do other things too. Don't you have classes? And
I do. Yes. And so I wasn't doing classes during COVID, but classes are open back up again. And so I'm able to accommodate probably about maybe 13 to 14 people, and I do them at my home. And I offer appetizers, and I also offer complimentary wine with every class. Wow. So, you know, I've had, you know, big groups, you know, I've had, you know, couples, best friends, you know, before COVID, people would plan their birthday party, and it's so much fun. And so, yeah, you can either create a painting, you can create coasters, or you can create a cheese board. With the coasters and the cheese board, it would pretty much be kind of a two-part because you have to pour the fluid acrylic and then you also have to do the resin a couple of days later. With the artwork, that's probably the most popular. It's the easiest. We're fluid pouring, we're mixing paint and tilting the canvas, and it's just a lot of fun and very relaxing. And so that's so I'm starting that back up again. So, and I can travel to you. So if you have a very large, 20 people, 25 people, I've done classes in conference rooms before, or at people's homes. I've done really big bachelorette parties. And so that's always a lot of fun too.
So if people want to get a hold of you, they can go to your Instagram and of course Facebook. You can find those on her website. So qzdesigngallery.com. Y'all should go check it out, and then contact Quia. Quia, do you have any parting words before we go, as far as those who are interested in starting a business related to art? Because I know back then when I was younger, being an artist, I mean, I went to art school, so the whole notion of starting artist was real. It was very real, right? But it's thanks to the internet and technology, it's really possible now to really sell directly to a potential buyer.
Yeah, I feel like starving artist does not have to be a term anymore. There's so many resources out there for artists online, and social media is probably the best thing to happen to artists because it's visual, and artists are visual. And so really, if you have a passion for it and you're not afraid to kind of put it out there to the world, it's like you just never know who's gonna come across your stuff and just fall in love with it and share it. Yeah. So I urge, anybody who is, whether you sketch, any kind of artistry that you have, like I urge people to just get on all platforms. Okay. Get on all platforms, use the same name for each platform so people are not confused across your platforms, and just go for it. Share. You can never put enough art out there. So go for it.
Well, I think a big congratulations is owed to Quia today, because Artopia just announced something very special, and I'll let you take it away, Quia.
Oh, so Artopia asked me to be the cover artist for this year. So I'm like, and oh my gosh, so I've been going to Artopia for years. And so this year they're like, yeah, we'd like you to create the cover art, which means it'll be on the tickets and on all the advertising, and it'll actually be in live auction too. And so, so Artopia is in person this year, which I cannot wait. It'll be June 26th, and I believe that's a Friday. No, wait, Saturday. That's a Saturday. And so it's going to be, an amazing event like it always is. It'll be a lot less people this year. I believe around 400 instead of like 7 something. So if you have an opportunity to get your tickets as soon as possible, I would. And it's gonna be amazing. I've seen some of the art already that's been donated, and it's awesome.
Awesome, so exciting. Save the date, everyone.
Yes, and big congratulations. I know we were in the trenches last year for Artopia when we went virtual. So
oh my gosh, I know, right? Oh, I'm like, thank God it's in person. Like, I'm so excited. Yes. We made it out.
I know, seriously. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Thank you so much for being on the show, Quia. It was such a fun conversation. And, as usual, for those of you who don't follow me, go ahead and follow me, because I'm going to have more awesome guests like Quia. And we're also going to link a lot of her contact information in the videos that are posted on Facebook and YouTube. So,
all right. Thank you so much for
having me.
Everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.